All right, I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet, but I'm also gonna try and do this while I'm diagnosing it. So, this is 2017 Volkswagen Passat 1.8 liter. Customers complaining of electrical problems. They started with an alternator and a battery replacement, apparently for a no-start condition, and then they took it to the dealer and they said the fuel pump and control module were bad, and they did that. Now the power steering is not working, but the car does run. And one thing I've learned about these cars is, or especially most modern newer cars, is that if the power steering stops working, check your battery voltage. Got 11.6 volts in the battery. Start up the car, 11.6 volts. So the alternator is definitely not charging. However, I'm just doing a good old-fashioned, I'm going from the B positive on the back of the alternator, ground. What should I have? 12 volts?
B plus.
B plus, 12 volts? 2.8 volts. So, and if you go from here and do a voltage drop test and go to the positive, negative 8 volts. That's what the rest of it.
Up, and that's
your 12 volts.
12 volts.
So,
you shouldn't have
one of these is going to be the alternator fuse. I think it's this one.
What's the voltage drop right there?
Voltage drop right here is 0. It should be, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's this one. And then if I go to this back here, I get back to that negative 0.8. So I think this is a ceramic fuse that's blown. Never actually replaced these before, so this will be an interesting first time.
Other probe right there, and
that
verified. Even though we pretty much verified already, but that just gives us voltage drop between there is almost 9 volts.
Yep.
That bad.
That's bad. So we're gonna start with replacing that, and I will let you know how it goes when I get that part. I don't think we have that fuse. We're gonna have to go to the dealer and probably get one. Well, if you have to change this fuse, let's show you what to do. First, disconnect the battery because you want to de-energize everything. I usually just take that and kind of tuck it behind that just so it'll keep it from touching there. You can stuff it down there, just anywhere it's not touching ground. Well, it's not touching anything, hopefully. And then we'll come right here. That was kind of loosey-goosey. Didn't feel very tight. Let's check our voltage drop. Well, we checked it between the posts. We went from post to this. Well, now it's not going to have any voltage drop because there's no voltage going to anything. Duh. Because I just disconnected the battery, you lunatic. I could have done a resistance check, but I don't really want to do that through an ECU, possibly. And I don't want to hook up the battery because I need an extension. I talk a lot. I'm sorry. So what I'm doing when you see me holding this is I'm ratcheting it, then let go, and then ratchet it and let go. Got it. How does this thing come up? Is that a whole bus rail? I don't know if I can change out this part individually. I might have to take off all these. Because that doesn't look like it's separate. Looking at the bus rail now. All right, well then, new plan. These are mostly keyed where they go, but one other little additional thing I'll do is I'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then I'll make like a line for the fourth one. And so then you go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then there you go. Just any kind of mark that helps you keep everything in order. this whole thing, yep, comes out as a unit. And now we'll just run an ohm check. Ohms, ohms. Say we got our winner. Oh, you can't see it. Out of limits, open loop, whatever you want to say is the acronym for the OL. Does that go for more than just that? That blew pretty much everything. Oh, that one's got, that one's not burned. That one's good. That one's not. That one's not. That isn't even fused. So, yep, we got ourselves a couple blown fuses here. So we got to get this part, whatever this is. This is the fuse bus, I guess. 3B0V Victor 4P as in Papa, and then 100. So let's go see if we can't find this, get it replaced, and find out. And we got to find out why it blew up. All right, on the docket of doing sketchy stuff today, I made a very too small wire just to see if this would charge and not blow the fuse, and all of those things happened. So it looks like right now that it just blew the main fuse. Why? I'm still not sure. The customer stated that they did not jump it backwards, but AutoZone may have jumped it backwards, and it's not really any good confirmation. And Brian brought up maybe there's marks on the side, and I don't see anything particular. So yeah, I'm still not quite sure why this fuse blew. Granted, I didn't run this very long because these wires were getting quite toasty. Obviously, battery's low, alternator's charging, and it's running on too small of a wire. Yeah, it's gonna be hot. So we ran it for like 5 or 6 seconds just to confirm that the voltage came up, and it did. So at this point, I'm gonna throw that fuse block in there unless we're gonna put in the wire that'll do everything. I mean, that'll definitely work, but how in the world would we get it in there? And also, I would like to have a fuse in there.
What?
Your battery holder?
Yes.
Yeah. He's gonna hook it up to the battery so he can carry the battery off.
Yeah, just put it right about here.
Next day, we finally got our part in. This is our new fuse block. We'll take that one out. This is the part number for it in case you are looking for one yourself. So, let's go ahead and disconnect the battery and get the other block out. They're looking for my ratchet that's right here in my pocket. I already disconnected the battery, so that was pretty easy. Oh, rude. We already marked him yesterday, so. Not sure if that one really interfaces with it, but it might. I think it does. You have to get a little something like a pick tool to get under there and grab it. We'll just take that nut before it falls. Good. I already checked this one to make sure that it was good, and it is. It has voltage on all the things. Or it's got continuity, not voltage. But now that the continuity is good, the voltage on everything will be good. Yeah. Good part is most of these are keyed because these only reach in so many places, and they got little notches on each side. There. So I'll get them started with my fingers, and then we'll ratchet them on down. little too hard. There. All right. Ooh, that was a spark. I'll make sure not shorting something here. Do we have a voltage drop across here now? No, we don't. Do we have good 12 volts on here? Or 11 volts? Sorry. I had that facing the wrong direction. Yep, there. Let's check out the alternator itself. Question is, what was that big old spark? Might have just been because something else needs to come on, but that was pretty hefty. We shall see. Let's go over here to the alternator. Yay, we got 12 volts again. So, back of the alternator is showing good signs. So we have all that hooked up. I'm going to start up the car now, I guess. Trying to make sure nothing feels like it's getting hot so quick. So let's sit down and start the car. Yeah, it got a little dirty yesterday. I guess the wind blew a bunch of trees. It's starting to get a little fall-like. Oh, power steering works now. Sounds like it started charging. Yep, we got charging voltage. Sweet. Well, what happened to the other fuse? That's what's really bristling. I think the other thing I'm gonna do is a parasitic drain test, just to make sure there's nothing killing this battery. So we'll latch the hood, turn this off. Latch the hood as such, so it thinks the hood's shut. Go ahead and turn off the car. I'm gonna show you all what I use for these. This. So, let me demonstrate. This is a battery cutoff switch. You can get these, this is, I don't know, 20 bucks? 15 bucks, mostly just because it's a giant chunk of copper. So with this, we can do something as such, where, let's get a little snug. Where we can lock the car, do all the things we need to do, without putting a load on our speeder. So, I think I just locked the car. I guess the horn doesn't work. Alright, car is locked. The car thinks it's locked. At least. Little flashy light says security's on. I don't think the alarm horn works. Might be another victim of something. So, we're gonna let it sit for a few minutes and then we'll come back and check this with our amp meter. So stay tuned for that. And finally, for the in closing, the short answer is the car came in with a power issue. The fuse was blown, was causing the battery to die, makes the power steering not work, makes the car not start, do all sorts of things because it had a blown fuse. And we fixed that. Now it will start, it will run, it will drive, it will have power steering, it drives normally. Except the alternator is pulling a lot of voltage, so we're going to figure all that out in the next video. Thank you much.